In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to generate dynamically pages, administrative pages, automatically from particular database. We have this billing system database we have previously created, and I'm going to show you how to generate a form, create a form and pages for all these tables we have here, and provide it with a PHP. So we have this connection to our database, and we will need some tables from the Information Schema database. This is the tables table, columns tables, and columns usage table, where we can find all the tables and their relationship and fields with their relationship between the tables. So we created this connection to the schema table, to the schema database, and at first we extracted some data. We extracted the tables that are part of our database. Let's use it more dynamic, like that. Database. Okay, it's more dynamic there. So we extracted and sent it to a simple template, and we provided the links. So once you access a particular table, we will need to extract more information about the table, and we will need to extract some columns. The columns are provided here in this columns table. Columns here, columns, and we will need all the fields that are table schema billing system. Maybe we need we need the column name, and we need for now the column data type for sure. Let's start with this data type, but also we want to know if this field is kind of foreign key, so we will have more complex SQL to provide that information. Let's start first with the columns table. Let's define another query in case we have already specified the page. We want to get information for the columns table. From columns, okay, where table schema and this is equal to database. Okay, and also the table should be and table name is equal to data. Actually, let's say it's pages, okay, and pages to that one, and pages here, but it will be tables, tables, tables. This is to get, this is get table. This is the tables information. And the pages here are the same like the tables. Okay. and here we use tables, the same tables as the page ID. Comments. Okay, let's call this one table name. This is yes. Yes, this seems correct. And let's check what fetch associate. Refresh our page. So let's create a link. A home page link. It will be just the same home page. But it will point to index PHP. Okay, so this is the home page. The page ID is missing, and it's error on line 13. On line 13 we have this check. So we check, yeah, because this is with higher priority, so we want this one first and then cast it to integer. Okay, yes, this is what we're looking for. So the first page, the home page, the home page is just a page that lists the components, the tables. And when we choose particular table like this one, nothing happened for now. But when we choose country, it extracts the data. So when we choose country, it extracts the country, the fields from country. But I can see that it extracts only one row, yeah, and that is because it's actually it's an iterator. So if you want to extract all, let's see how we can do it. Fetch all maybe. Yeah, exactly. So we have an array with all the fields which are part of the country. If we choose city, we don't have any results. Let's check why. So Let's check first what kind of tables we have provided. We have the city table, which is okay. I know why, because city is the zero number of table, and we check here page ID, but we are working page ID to be numeric. 0 is numeric, and also we want this enough actually. This enough. And also let's change this one. When it's set, so we cast it to integer page ID. Okay. And in other case it's no. So when it's numeric, we can have this check here. Page ID. So then we get it. Let's close this one here. Okay, we get it. In other case it's no. So now what we can do, we know, let's just in case to check if it's numeric, and that could be enough when it's numeric. So that means that it's provided. And now which line? 13 line error. Why? Yeah, this is the right syntax. Okay, so now we have also the city information about the city table. So we have that information, and what we can do is to provide some front-end logic that will render different kind of inputs based on that columns. But first, let's provide only what we need, and we need, for now, we need this field, the string, which is the type of the field, and the name of the fields, I think. So let's for each, let's process them. For each get columns as column. No, actually for it it's we need loop, while loop, while get columns HSO. Okay, let's dump while column is equal to, okay, let's print it. Yes, so we need the table name. No, we need actually the column name. We need and the data type, for now. So let's create columns. Array. Create it here. And columns name, we can use the column name as a key, why not? But let's keep it here, this way. So columns name is the same as column name, and the type is the same as the column type. Yes. So this is one array, associative array. So you can see that how we can keep the database layer, the business logic layer, and template data separately. So some moments when we separate the business logic from the database, we will have abstract name and abstract type, so the logic will not care if the column name is provided by this one or the column time is provided by this one. We keep them separated. Okay, so now we have this array columns. So what we want to do is to actually columns will be not columns. When we send it to the template, it's not columns anymore, but it's more like components. Yes, or why not form? Form components. Let's say it's components. Components are columns. Okay. Columns, but yeah. Let's define the template data here to increase the scope. The template data will always have the pages. Like this. Yes. Okay. And now also we will have table template data at components is equal to columns in this case. Okay, and we always include this one always equal this one, but here, but in this case we're gonna include another template as well, but let's think about it. So yes, let's have one index template for now. Maybe no, it's good to have a separation. So we have this main navigation, it will be always display here, and also in this case we displayed another template which will be in templates components. Okay, let's create components. Yes, and these components, we rely on the components components in the template data. So let's bridge them. For each template data components as component, and for each. Okay, and now let's have some checks. So let's by default create a form here with a post method. Like this. And for now, let's create some inputs. Input name should be equal to component name. Okay. And let's put some label. Label for, no, without label, it will be just again the component name. Okay, let's refresh the page. Alright, but we don't have the name. The name are not provided. Input name is missing. Why is missing? Columns name, it has the column name. Let's print it here. Components name, it's actually, yeah, name is provided. Let's see why we are not able to for each it. Template data components, and each component have a name. Okay, input name is equal. Okay, we missed to print. It's a common mistake, by the way, to print the variable. Okay, so we have, and what we can do is to provide them as a separate div. Why not? Okay, so now we have dynamically generated form for each of our tables. So each table here provided by the tables, by that data, are automatically generated in our administration panel without any data mapping. As you can see here, we didn't have any specification about these tables. You can see there is no country, no city, everything is dynamic. And now we have two fields in the city table, but if I choose, for example, profile, I should see more. Let's see, street, user, again I see always the same. Let's check why, and actually I shouldn't see that every time. I should see the fields only when the page ID is provided. So the page ID in this case is 11. So I have clicked on home and still I have 11 page ID. Where that comes from? Do I have get page ID? Iron doesn't have page ID, but I have page ID specified here. No, it's no. So when I include the main navigation, okay, I got it. Yeah, this is some kind of yeah, this is because the template has similar variables, which shouldn't be a problem if you use template engine. No, for now, let's just not use page ID here, but use, for example, page key. Okay. So now we have an empty home page, and if I choose country, I have two fields. If I choose user type, again, two fields. If I choose profile, as you can see in the profile, we have much more fields for the ID, for the user ID, for the name, for the street ID, for the others of the profile. And when we have a look on the profile table, you can see that we have exactly the same fields here, but we provided them automatically. And in the next tutorial, I'm going to show you how, when we have a relationship, for example, the street is a relationship to another table. When we have that, how to provide a drop down with already predefined streets.